Before you start selling clothes online, there's a few things that I really wish I would have known, because I see so many people overthinking this, doing everything right, but not seeing results. And the truth is, this can be way more profitable and way simpler than you think. Well, hey, my name is LeeMeier. I'm a stay-at-home mom of 4, and I've made over $100,000 net profit selling used clothes online. But it wasn't always this way. And in the beginning, I really struggled, even just to make my first sale. But I finally figured things out, and now I get to help people just like you, whether you're selling clothes out of your own closet or you want to build real income from this. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the biggest things that I wish I knew at the beginning, so you can skip past the slow, frustrating part and start seeing results faster. Now, this is the first thing. I completely underestimated how much money you can make doing this, selling used clothes. In the beginning, I remember it being hard to imagine even just making one sale a day. But let's break this down. If you make even just $25 off of an item and you do that 4 or 5 times a week, even that can add up to $500 for the month. And that's just getting started, because once you start building momentum, multiple sales a day are possible. $100, $200, even $700 days is what I personally experienced as a part-time reseller. And I never in my wildest dreams would have ever even imagined that possible at the beginning. Next, I wish I would have known that you don't need a lot to get started. And frankly, this is what stops a lot of people and holds a lot of people back. They think that they have to have a lot of inventory. They think that they're going to have a warehouse and a team of people. You don't. You can do this right from your house, one person in your spare time. This can be as simple or as big as you want it to be. Next, you do not need perfection. As a recovering perfectionist myself, this one I really struggled with in the beginning. I thought that I had to have perfect listings. I thought that I had to have perfect photos, a perfect title, the perfect keywords. But you don't need to have everything figured out. Done is better than perfect, and you just need to get going. Because here's the thing, people don't buy perfect listings. They buy the items they actually want. And the faster that you start listing, the faster you're going to learn what actually works and what actually sells. Now, if you feel like you're doing everything right, but your items are still just sitting, that's what I help people with inside of the Empowered Reseller. Each month, my members get free access into a deep dive into a lucrative clothing niche, so you can know exactly what's worth picking up and how to get it listed and sold. You also get a clear path to making consistent sales, help when you need it, and a really supportive community of people doing this together. If that sounds like something you'd like, and you'd like to check out what the current month's topic is, just click the first link in the description below this video, and we'd love to have you join us. Now, the next thing that I wish that I knew is that you don't need a lot of money to get started. It might feel like you need to spend a lot of money in order to start doing this. But you can actually start with what you already have in your own closet, items sitting around the house. And you don't need to run out and spend money on items just to get started, like a mannequin or a fancy camera or fancy lighting. Your phone is enough, your window is enough, and to be honest, that's how I got started myself too. I had $7 in my pocket, bought a couple of items, and just kept flipping that over and over again. And that's what grew into everything I have today. Another thing in the beginning that I wish I knew is that it's not about selling more. I thought that I had to have more inventory, that I had to work harder, that I had to put in more time. What actually moves the needle is selling the right items to the right buyer, because buyers are not just browsing, they're searching. And when your items match what they're looking for, that's when sales become consistent. Now, you can have great items, but if your title isn't written the right way, your item is probably just going to sit there. And in the beginning, I really struggled with this because I do what probably most people do, and that's describe what the item looks like, what you see, the color, what it is it short sleeve or long sleeve? But buyers are actually searching for a lot more than that. They're searching by the aesthetic or look of the item. Is it cottage core? Is it grunge? Is it princess? They're searching for fabrics even, not what's on the material tag, but the fabric. Is it ripstop, boucle, Swiss dot? And they're even searching for the intent or the purpose of the item. Is it for travel, cruise, homecoming, all day wear? Those are the kinds of things that make the difference between no sales and steady sales. If you're needing help with these types of words, this is where my keywords that sell posters come in. By the way, members of the Empowered Reseller get these free along with the guides and AI tools to be able to speed up the listing process and make your listings actually visible so they can sell. Now, this one is a big one. In the beginning, I thought that I had to have access to high-end brands, to luxury brands. I studied brand lists. I headed out to the thrift stores with the brand list in hand. I left so disappointed because not a single one of those brands was there. And I left devastated and disappointed because I thought that reselling wouldn't work for me. Little did I know that there's tons of other items that can be even more profitable than brands hiding in every single thrift store. So if there's one thing that I can say to you, it's not just about brands alone. It's about style, aesthetic, the age of the item, the details of the item, and the keywords that buyers are using to shop for whatever it is that they're looking for. Those are the kinds of things that buyers are actually paying for. Another thing that I wish I knew at the beginning is that thrift stores miss a lot of these things. Just like you, I struggled with seeing how it was possible to make money off of thrift store items that are marked way up. Like if I pay $20 for something, how could I ever make money off of that? What I didn't know was that they price the obvious stuff high. They'll price Carhartt high. They'll price Nike high. They'll price Victoria's Secret high, but they miss a ton of stuff. They miss smaller brands, niche brands. They miss a lot of vintage pieces as well as unique styles. And those items that they overlook, that's where the real profit hides. I also wish I would have known that it's not just about thrift store items. That's what everybody typically thinks of when you think of flipping, going to a thrift store and then selling it online. But there's so many other options and ways to get inventory. Of course, start with your own closet. A lot of times family and friends will even give you things. Then there's consignment, one of my favorite ways to not have to leave the house and get inventory. There's also a lot of options for liquidation and online sourcing. There's so many different ways to get inventory once you start thinking out of the box. One of the things that I learned since starting is that some of the best items, the most profitable items, never even make it to the sales floor. You probably don't realize the amount of inventory that's donated every single day to thrift stores, so much that they can't keep up with it all. They don't even have time to go through it all. Well, what happens with those items? If it's Goodwill, they end up at their Goodwill outlets in the bins. The other items that end up there a lot of times are flawed items, as well as older items that they may not think are in style. But those are the exact types of items, even flawed items, that can be more profitable than brands in a lot of cases. And just a warning, if you haven't been to a Goodwill outlet before, yes, you have to dig, but you can find some amazing items that way, items that aren't even on other resellers' radar. I also wish I would have known that I didn't need to have a social media following, that I didn't need to build up followers of my store, because the platforms have people that are shopping and ready to buy, and they're shopping with intent. They're looking for a specific item, and it's your job to put that item in front of them. Remember, the income potential is bigger than you think. You do not need to spend money to get started. You don't need perfection. It's not about selling more, it's about selling smarter. And how do you do that? With keywords, so that buyers can actually find your items. That's one of the major focuses inside of the Empowered Reseller. As a reminder, it's the first link in the description. We would love to have you join us. Now, if you want to see the exact style and aesthetic keywords that are selling right now, then you're going to want to stick around for this next video where I break it all down. Just click or tap here, and I'll see you there.